Hi there everybody, Natasha here. So I have my melting basket. As you can see, it's already been raided. This is my melting basket of what I intend to melt for this week's slow collab buy. The theme was wax that brings you joy, your favourites, maybe potentially be scents that you may be hoarding and hanging on to that you don't want to buy. I don't expect that I'm going to go through all of this, as I know I'm down a room with my husband in my daughter's room with COVID, and if they are scents that I do hoard and I end up picking it up off my husband and losing my sense of smell, I'm not really going to want to melt a wax that I can't enjoy, that I can't smell. At the moment I'm doing fine. At the moment my husband's experiencing hardly any side effects. I've noticed he has a slight cough, but apart from that he's doing okay. So let's delve into the scents that I have pulled and talked about. Now this is going to be quite an interesting video with my 2-year-old putting everything out at the same time. So I have here from Mad Witch Coast a scent called Espresso Patreon. So this is just a pure coffee scent, so it's not going to be a favourite for me without having a coffee scent, and it's very hard for me to actually find coffee scents here in Australia. A lot of them, this tends to be my favourite one. This is one that I would definitely go back to Mad Witch Co and purchase because it is just a pure strong coffee. It's got nothing else added to it, and that's what I was on the hunt for when I was looking for a coffee scent. I was on the hunt for something pure and coffee. There is another one I like with pumpkin parcel called Central Perk from her friend's collection, but it has a lot more of that milky creamy note to it, whereas this is just, to me, just coffee. I did have Perk Me Up in my Scentsy Club for a while, but it had like a hazelnutty note, and as much as I enjoyed it, I just wanted a pure coffee scent, and that's what I get from this one. So my favourites aren't going to be my favourites without a coffee scent, so I will very much enjoy this. So let's talk about ones that I probably hoard that I don't have in my Scentsy Club or I can't repurchase. There's a lot of Scentsy in here, so I'm probably going to go through Scentsy first. So Lush Gardenia. This has been retired from the Australian catalogue. The last time it was in the Australian catalogue was when I first became a consultant in February of 2020, and it retired that June or July when we did the switch over to our spring summer catalogue. So it was in our autumn winter catalogue. February 2020 was the last catalogue it was actually in. I did have it in my Scentsy Club. This one to me is a pure scent memory. Growing up, my grandmother had a double gardenia tree. She lived in a mobile home park, and she had this magnificent garden she created around her mobile home. And as you walked up her front step, she had this double gardenia tree. Always smelled amazing. So every time I smell Lush Gardenia, I smell that rich, creamy, tree of my grandmother's. So, and yes, I do call it creamy because It is heavily floral, it is heavily fragrant, but it's got this really beautiful exotic creamy note to this as well. And I absolutely love this, which is why I think I'm hoarding the bars since I've taken them out of Scentsy Club. I think I've got 4 bars left. So when I want to remember my grandmother, I love to grab one of these bars and just warm one of them. I did also pull a... I can find it if my son hasn't taken it out of here. Pumpkin Parcel sample that came in one of the mystery box I purchased from the Vampire Diaries, and that was Lockwood Mansion, and this was described as Gardenia 2. This is a little bit more of a powdery gardenia than Lush Gardenia, but I thought that would be nice to actually warm alongside of that and just recreate my grandmother's memory here. So another one I pulled, which is no longer in my Scentsy Club that I can't get, which I've kind of been hoarding, was Peony Petals. So at the moment we've got a bit of stormy weather here, so I wasn't quite sure whether I wanted to pick up some warmer bakery scents as well as go summery, because here in Mount Isa we've still got a lot of 50 degree, 40 degrees Celsius weather here, high summer weather. So I've got a mixture of summery and wintry scents here. So this is still going along the summer theme that I'm talking about. So Peony Petals for me, florals I like to warm in summer. This is, to me, is just a sweet floral, and I have been hoarding a few of these bars, so I thought I may as well grab one of them out, maybe try one of them in the bedroom. So I have a tiny little bit left off. Now this is one that I've kind of been hoarding a bit too, and it's Damon Salvatore from Pumpkin Parcel, and I wouldn't have thought I would have ever hoarded a cologne scent. I mean, I could go and purchase more off it, but I'm trying to be strong and not buy more. I'm trying to get down what I already have, and I would have never ever thought I would have hoarded a cologne scent. But this is just a bright, vibrant cologne because it does have a lime added to it, and I think that lime just adds that little bit of fresh and vibrant. So I've got like 2 or 3 little cubes left of the snap bar, so I'm going to try and use that up. So you can tell the 2-year-old has kind of broken half of this here, but that's okay. It is time they do get used up. So what else have I been hoarding in here? So I did say I was going to try and do Scentsy first, so I'll put them to the side. So I have 2 Lonely Cubes, which I have totally been hoarding, and I have been voting for it like crazy to try and come back into it, bring back my bar. It just hasn't come back yet, of Fuzzy Blanket. Normally I won't try and keep stuff like this floating around, but I've just been hoarding this because I love this scent. So this is Honeysuckle and Lavender. So it's a sweet, relaxing lavender scent, which I absolutely love. Fuzzy Blanket, I picked up a bunch of them from the clearance section, so it never actually made it into my Scentsy Club at any stage because I didn't find it until it was in our clearance section here in Australia. But if it ever does come back and I get a chance to put it into a Scentsy Club, it definitely will be. So whether I actually can bring myself to warm my last Lonesome 2 cubes will remain to be seen. So my son's just tipped all of these out, so I do apologise. So let's talk about, where's the next one? So this is another scent I held, which I had in my Scentsy Club. It was in 2020, I believe, March is scent of the month here in Australia, and it is Honeysuckle Pear. So it's another very sweet floral, and it's a powerhouse too. You get a lot of that honeysuckle when you smell this, and that pear just, I think, brightens it and sweetens it more. But it is more honeysuckle than pear, and you do have to love floral to love this, and I do absolutely adore it. It was in my Scentsy Club for a while. I just found I wasn't using it to warrant keeping it in my Scentsy Club enough. I think I'm down to my last 2 bars now, and I've kind of been hoarding them, not wanting to actually let go of them because I do love this scent so much, and it is one that I do love to warm in summer. So this is more wintry scents for if we continue the warm weather. So this one is in my Scentsy Club, Jack's Obsession. I kind of warm this during transition time, during the cooler months. You could get away with warming it in summer. It's bright green apple. So that bright green apple, I think it was a red apple, it would be more wintry to me, but that green apple kind of brightens it up just a little bit, just a little hint of spice. But I actually like to mix it with honey pear cider, and this is my last bar of honey pear cider, another one I've been hoarding and didn't find till it was in our clearance section. So another one I wasn't able to add to my Scentsy Club. So this is just a sweet pear cider. Combined, these two scents smell absolutely amazing. So let's talk some fresh scents. So I kind of wish I put more of these in my Scentsy Club. I get one every 3 months in my Scentsy Club, but I want to warm this scent all the time. So I do kind of try and hoard it for a little bit before I warm them. And I go through them so regularly that I'm almost down to my last one. So I've kind of been hoarding it. My next one's not due for another couple of months, and that's Arctic Kiss. I do know it is currently in America's catalogue at the moment, but it didn't return for us in Australia. I'm glad I've got it in my Scentsy Club. This is one I would warm all year round, summer, winter, any time of year, any room. It's just one of those scents that I love to freshen up the house. It's got that little sweetness from the melon. Absolutely love this scent. So for me, cleansing scents tend to be minty scents rather than citrusy scents. If I want to freshen up the house or reset the house or brighten up the house, I tend to want to reach for more wintry scents. So this one is in my Scentsy Club. Olaf Warm Hugs will probably go in my bedroom at some stage. This is just a sweet buttermint smell to me. There's a slight sweetness about it, but it's more buttermint to me than anything else. The other one I do like to alternate in warmers with Arctic Kiss or even by itself is Silver Bells. This will be going into my Scentsy Club. It's a sweet candy cane with that pear, so it's not in your face minty. You do get that fresh mint, but you also get that sweetness with that. So these tend to be two scents I kind of like to use when I want to freshen up or brighten up the area. Now, some bedroom scents. Let's talk about some bedroom scents that I like. I'm trying to see what I've got here because my son has pulled them all out. So I decided to pull cozy cardigan and cashmere and corduroy. I actually want to try these two together. I absolutely love them on their own. These are definitely ones that go into my scent, or I have just put cashmere corduroy into my Scentsy Club because it is retiring, and I put it in moldables, so I know it's something that I do find hoard worthy. Cozy cardigan has just come out of my Scentsy Club because it is coming back for region 3 Australia, so it has just been pulled out of my Scentsy Club. But again, these are both hoard worthy scents for me. I warm them all the time in my bedroom and I can't live without these scents. They're kind of sister scents to each other. They're soft, they're warm, they're cozy, they're romantic. So Crumb Top, this is another scent memory for me. This is one I could warm all year round. I do typically reach for bakery scents more in the cooler weather, but this is soft enough that I personally could warm all year round, and it's another one that I kind of regret not putting more of in my Scentsy Club. It is in my Scentsy Club, but I could warm this day in, day out, all year round. To me, it's just this soft, and being a scent memory, I think, is why I love it so much. Every Christmas, my dad used to take me to my grandmother's. She being Italian, my dad's one of 6 kids. 5 kids? 6 kids? 1, 2, 3. I think it's one of 6. No, 6 or 5. Can't quite remember that. I have to go back through and see my aunts and uncles, and then they had children and their children had children. So Christmas at my grandmother's place was jam-packed with all the cousins. It would float out onto the veranda next door to my aunt's place as well. So the 2 houses next door were jam-packed. My grandmother would spend the day before Christmas making everybody's favourite meal for Christmas. So everybody's favourite meal was there for Christmas. You'd stuff yourself, you'd be full as a gook. She'd try and go back into the kitchen and cook more. Oh, you must be still hungry. What else do you want? And then the next day, after sleeping the night at her place, you'd get up, and my grandfather, who was English, he'd cook porridge from scratch on the stove top. And every time I smell this, I smell my grandfather's porridge. So this is definitely something that if I didn't have access to in Scentsy Club would be hoarded, just so I could hold a bar and smell my grandfather's porridge. So another summery florally scent. This is coming back in our catalogue. And I always buy a few of the transition testers and a few of the full things of testers, because I always find I get broken lids or I get broken testers. So I always like to have enough to cover those broken testers. So the older ones or the broken ones kind of end up stuck in these little bags. And so I have 3 little broken ones of iridescent pearl, which I will pop out and pop into my mini warmers in the bathroom. So I know a lot of people say they don't get much throw from this. I get a decent enough throw in my bathrooms for iridescent pearl, and I really do enjoy it during summertime. So this is a combination I like to do. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because I am missing one of the bars. So I like to do sweet plum pastry, which I'm missing, and it's not due to come in my... Actually, no, it did process and it is shipped. I've just got to wait till it comes. So if it comes during this week, it will probably be done. If not, it won't. And my son's just ripped one of the whole bars lids off, but that's okay. it will get you. So I like to do it in alternating warmers. Mistress of Evil. Pretty and Plum. And Sweet Plum Pastry. So I just find that just makes a beautiful fruity bakery scent that you could warm all year round. And I get so many comments of strangers when they walk through my door. Not that we've got any people coming at the moment, being a house under quarantine, but when it has warmed previously, I get so many people comment how amazing the house smells when I'm warming those 3 scents together. So I pulled 100 Acre Wood, thinking I might warm that with my last 2 cubes of Fuzzy Blanket. To me, this is it's got no lavender in it, but it's got this soft, clean, fresh, calming quality about it that I absolutely really love. So this was in one piece till my son got to it. It was a snap bar of Hogwarts from Pumpkin Parcel, and this is actually a pumpkin scent. We don't get many pumpkin scents here in Australia, so when I do find them on vendor wax, I do like to pick them up and try them. So this is a pumpkin and spice scent. It's also got like an amber and a sandalwood and pumpkin and I think a cinnamon scent, and it is absolutely amazing. This is something I would go back and repurchase again and again, and it's definitely a hoard-worthy scent for me. So I think I'm going to actually pop some of that in the warmers today, because as you can see, it was in one piece till my son got to it, as I was saying. So I'm going to pop some of those crumbled bits he's crumbled up, I think, in the warmers in my bedroom today to get a start on that one. I have been hoarding my last bit of Sully, which is jasmine and rose, and I think it had like a amber and a sandalwood to it. So this is kind of a softer floral scent, which goes really pretty in the bedroom. So I will be using that up. From Mad Witch Co, I've got a blanket of Hagrid's Hat. This is pumpkin bread, clove and cinnamon. Again, another pumpkin scent. On cold, I absolutely love this, and I've been hoarding it because I absolutely love it. But I've gone and since brought a bigger size spiderweb snap bar of this. So it's time I actually warm it and see what it's like. So what else have I pulled? So there are a few more Scentsy bars. My son's now walked off with the complete basket that had all these in, with the bucket over his head. So let's see if I can get through these. So I did pull Eskimo Kiss, which I didn't end up warming before, out. Again, it's another scent memory for me. Another hoarding bar. It's now called Polar Bear Hugs. So this is over a year old, which shows that I have been hoarding it. The scent notes are blackberry jam and caramelized brown sugar, but I get a really fresh pot puree scent that brings me back to my father's house, to my grandmother's house. They had pot puree in their bathrooms all the time. Brings me back to memories of that. So I do have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the new 10 scents here in region 3, which I want to try to see, to me, if they are ones that will become my favourite. They're probably the 5 favourite ones out of the ones that I have smelt of the new scent. So, and they're a combination. So 1, 2, 3 of them are quite summery. So I thought for the hotter weather, I would enjoy these. So coconut for coconuts, I thought that would go really nice when I'm warming the frangipani scents, because it does have the tiare flower is actually a frangipani note in it. Tiare is a frangipani, so I thought that might go really well. Sorry, not frangipani, gardenia. So with the Lush Gardenia being tiare flower, being a gardenia as well, so I thought that would go really well with my Lush Gardenia. Daydream Oasis, I thought I would try in the bathroom and the laundry area. A little bit fresh, a little bit fruity. I thought it would go really well when I'm doing Iridescent Pearl. Moonflower Dreams. So this is one that's available in Australia, and it's a lavender and musk. So I thought this would go really well in the bedroom. Maybe even pair nicely with the fuzzy blanket. Pineapple Mango I decided to try. I just thought it would be a nice fruity summery scent for the hotter weather. And the last one I decided to maybe give a go in the kitchen was the Clementine Cupcake. Again, while the weather's a little bit rainy, I thought it would be a nice bakery that's not over cloying or too heavy, that I could still warm in the warmer weather. So that's the melting basket I have decided to pull and have decided to work on. As I said, I don't expect that I am going to get through everything here, but these are what I would consider to be some of my favourite scents, or some scents that I would really enjoy, some scents that I maybe have been hoarding. So I hope you enjoyed this melting basket. So I hope you have enjoyed this melting basket, and I look forward to providing a warm review when I get to melting. As I said, I think I'm going to whack some of Hogwarts into the warmer and get started. Until next time,